And welcome back, everybody. I'm your host, Dr. Bob Lee from BLS. Our next guest is a founder and editor of Fine Arts Magazine. Today, he's here to talk about the influence that the Bronx has had on his magazine for more than 30 years. And today, he's joined by a cult figure in the world of reggae and has been recording since 1964. Please welcome Victor Forbes and Hilton B. Hilton B is in the house. Here we go. Yeah, man. All righty. You've been doing your thing for a while, huh?
For a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So we're going to try to get you to do a little something. Even if it's a cappella. I don't know if we get the music. No problem. So this is your magazine.
Yes, it's our magazine, and I started as a sports writer in the Bronx, covering Diva Clinton basketball in 1966 and 1967. Yeah. Yes, and I'd like to give a shout out to Mike Schweitzer, who was the captain of that undefeated PSAL team in 1966. That got me started in writing sports.
Yeah.
And it evolved into an art magazine, but early on in the magazine's career, we started covering reggae music, and it's a great honor to be here sitting next to Hilton Beckford.
Oh, yeah.
Let me tell you, this man he knows everything about music, especially reggae music, and it's a real privilege to be with him and to have worked so closely with him over the years. And now we're ready to release the fruits of our labor.
There you go. You know, me and David Levy was on the air last night, and he plays a lot of your music, of course.
Yes.
David Levy does the reggae music for WBLS. Now, this Fine Arts magazine, what's it all about? Tell us.
Well, it's about the cultural scene in the world today. And we're preparing a special issue of Bronx Fine Art that's going to come out for March 20th for the Art Expo in New York City. And we're covering a lot of artists in the Bronx. In fact, we're going to be doing a big story on Poe Park and the Poe House. And those Ravens, they did it. And who would have thought that a team named after a poem would win the Super Bowl?
Isn't that something?
That's how it goes sometimes.
Tell us a little bit about that. How did they get their name?
Well, Bobby C. was so great in reciting the Raven. Who would have thought a sportscaster would recite that? That's such a great poem. And, well, you know, Baltimore was originally the Cleveland Browns, which is a real shock. And it was owned by the Modell family, which is the owner of the sporting goods stores all over the place, the Modells. And he snuck them out of Cleveland one night in the middle of the night and brought them into Baltimore. And they became the Ravens, named after Edgar Allan Poe, because Poe was born in Baltimore. And in this magazine, it's just coincidental that we have a review of a book that one of our art galleries published on Edgar Allan Poe. And it's we did a big review of it in this particular issue that you're holding.
Look at that.
So it was the Ravens' time, I guess, and right now we're thinking it's going to be Hilton B's time.
Let's talk about the influence of, well, how did you guys come together? You're part of this magazine also?
Well, we're part of each other's lives for whatever the reason.
Well,
we've been together through marriages and this and that. So not his marriage, my marriage.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I met Victor in 1973. 73. And, well, I was just passing through, check my boys, and realized and run into him, you know. I was wondering what he's up for, you know. But the rest, the two guys knew him, you know. And I think then I was out from the group for a little while. So I just stayed by myself, and the guys them stay by themselves. So they was arranging a tour behind me. You know, so anyhow, I'm the founding father of Johnny Too Bad, one of the biggest RPM record that ever comes out of Jamaica. Not even Bob Marley, who died and gone, ever make a 45 that big. I have 80 artists between Britain, American, that's covered that
Under
song.
your company?
Yes.
80 artists?
80.
That sang this song, or?
Taj Paul, Richie Evans, John Martin, UB40, you name it down.
Yeah,
I got everybody there. So
but they re-recorded your record?
Yeah, re-recorded.
Yeah.
You know, so I was out for a while, you know, taking care of the family. You know, I love my kids there. My wife, and you know, we're together 42 years.
Wow.
Thank God for her. You know, and here we go again with Victor. back in the scene. I've been giving him a chance for like 25 years. Said, okay, here I am, you know, I'm one of the Jamaican artists that never been sold out, sign a contract with a big company, you know. So I give him a chance to take a break with me, you know, and then he try and he fail, you know, and he keep trying.
Yeah, he gets up and dusts himself off and
keep trying and
tries again.
Give him a chance because I live in South Florida. You know, so every time he call me, I'm there for them, you know. He has a wonderful, well, ex-wife, Jamie Forbes, you know, who helped put everything together. So,
and he's part of the Forbes family, so he's very rich. He has a lot. Nobody get it.
We're the Bronx Forbes.
The Bronx Forbes.
Yeah, the Bronx Forbes.
You know,
so when Hilton B came walking up the road in 1973 in this little town called Morant Bay.
Morant Bay, where
Jamaica.
Was it? Jamaica.
That's
where you're from, Morant Bay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's halfway between Kingston and Port Antonio.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I used to travel all through there doing the Reggae Sunsplash, Carnival.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been downtown. I've been Montego Bay, Spanish Town, Mandeville. Yeah. All those places. Walking through the mountains and stuff.
Yes, you were saying that.
Yeah, I ended up there. Well, somehow I ended up as a school teacher in Jamaica after I graduated Lehman.
Yes.
And I went down to teach school down there. I was teaching music and whatnot. And I met somebody in a little town there who instructed me to go take the bus to Morant Bay because there's a couple of singers there that would like to make some music with. And I had never heard of a movie, The Harder They Come, or anything like that. But the gentleman owned a little shop in a place called Hector's River, where I was teaching school. And he said, my son has a band called the Pioneers, and my other son has a band called the Slickers. And he showed me newspaper clippings with this and that, and I took my guitar and we went down there. And we did some beautiful music. And then I started learning about Johnny Too Bad, but not too much, because Hilton wasn't in the group at the time.
Oh, okay.
All right, there was some kind of situations going on. And the one night that I had come down there and went to Kingston with Winston Bailey, who was singing, he was looking at what cash a royalty check down there. And I came back and was hanging out with the guys, and then Hilton comes walking up the street, and that was the first time we met.
Yeah, Mom, what you got for me?
As he says that, he has a watch. That
from way back.
From way back that they took off his hand.
On
they
the bus.
steal it. And the
Oh,
bus.
they did? Wow.
Yeah.
But I had my guitar.
So
you lost it?
No,
you set it down, or they took it off?
They grab it off.
Oh my!
You know, and
couldn't even feel it going.
What story? You know, in Jamaica, you know, you can hide a little pistol and things. I say, if I was there with you, they would be looking at this. You know, so don't worry. And you know, it goes on that he planned the tour, and we all get together and come up, and we did all right. Went back home, and everybody, it was a kill for Johnny Too Bad, you know. And I have a couple of songs that he wanted to put out the 15th of April, like Old Matai, Johnny Nash wrote that song, so I do a pretty version of it, you know.
Beautiful.
Yes.
So he's going to be featured in one of these coming
Next
out?
issue coming up.
Next issue.
Yeah.
Okay.
We cut some sessions in the last few years with some wonderful musicians, and I think it's about time that the world recognized Hilton Beckford, because what happened was on that movie soundtrack, The Harder They Come, you know, it's listed as number 119 in Rolling Stone's top 500 of all time, ahead of Bruce Springsteen, ahead of Sly and the Family Stone. It's a major record, but since it has a picture of the outlaw on the cover as represented by Jimmy Cliff, most people don't read the liner notes. So they all think it's a Jimmy Cliff song, but it's actually the Slickers. And on the LP back then, cut 1 on side 2, Johnny Too Bad by the Slickers. And it was credited to Hilton Beckford, Winston Bailey, Derek Crooks, and Trevor Wilson. Trevor Wilson was the original guy who Hilton wrote the song about. And you could tell that story if you like. It's a true story.
Yes, this is for fact. I used to do tailoring, and I was living in Trenchtown, 10th Street.
Trenchtown!
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah, that's where I grew part of my life.
Bob Marley spoke a lot about Trenchtown.
Yes, and there go Delroy Wilson has a brother called Trevor Wilson, which is a wild cat. Wild. Anyhow, he came up to my apartment and wanted me to make a pants and a shirt for him. The same material, because they have a party to go on the Saturday, which was the Thursday thing.
Yeah. You sew?
Yes.
You would, okay.
Sewing, yes. Yes, so in order to take his measurement, you have to put his shirt in his pants.
Right.
And so lift up his shirt and take out a 4-5 and a ratchet, a knife they call a ratchet, and put on a machine, you know.
Yeah.
So taking measurement, honestly, them time is the closest I really was to a gun, you know.
Wow.
And after I do that, he gave me $30 to buy the material. And he was going downstairs, and I stood watching him going downstairs, and I said, boy, Trevor, bad boy, you know, knowing that he wearing a gun, you know. Yes, so he went downstairs, go through the gate. So I was sewing something. I started to run my machine and singing, walking down the road with a pistol in your waist, Trevor, you too bad.
Yeah.
You know, and my aunt was in the bathroom listening to me, and him said, boy, she loved to call me boy. Boy, you better don't sing any song about Trevor, because you know how him stay, you know. So I said, then the song just start build from there, you know. Build from there until...
So can you sing some of that when we come back?
Oh, yes.
We're going to take a break right here, and then we'll welcome back more with Hilton B and Victor Forbes coming up next right here on Opens Channel 67.